What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? This your boy Enlightened Luciferian coming at you once again. One thing is, my apologies. I've been shooting my videos in portrait for the past couple of videos. I don't like how they turned out. Bear with me. It was an honest mistake. I don't like how my videos come out like that. So, bear with me. Before I proceed with this video, I strongly advise you to please remove your children from your immediate vicinity, because I'm going to use some very coarse language, and I think that something needs to be brought to attention. I think that people weren't paying attention to particular current events. We have, as they would like to say, they have a new Supreme Court justice who they consider black. However, I'm not fooled by illusion, okay? I don't go by color, I go by spirit, all right? Check it. April 7th, even though it was like April 25th, you had a nominee for Supreme Court Justice, the 116th Supreme Court Justice seat to be held by Supreme Court Justices, so to speak. You had Ketangi Brown Jackson, if I'm not mistaken. Notice that the Brown is hyphenated too. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. She was nominated as the new first official Afro-American Supreme Court Justice. However, there was an article that came out April 4th. She actually was sworn in April 7th. But I want to touch on one key point, and I want to read something that was published actually in a public newspaper and is actually published in stanfordlaw.edu. It was in the New York Post, but this is actually taken from an excerpt from this particular article. Now, this article is written by a so-called Ralph Richard Banks. You know, like Carlton, that guy. But here it goes. It says, originally published on New York Post on April 1st, 2022, but that's BS. Two of the most powerful positions in the United States government. And this is what they're trying to condition us to believe, but just bear with me, y'all. Two of the most powerful positions in the United States government will soon be held for the first time by black women. Kamala Harris, who is not melanated, she's Indian, and Ketangi Brown Jackson Harris. As we all know, is the Vice President of the United States Supreme Court, United States, and Brown Jackson soon should become Supreme Court Justice. But Harris and Brown Jackson also share a personal attribute that is equally noteworthy. Watch this bullshit, people. Each has a white husband. Go figure. This fact is significant. The effects of racism have left well-educated black women with a paucity of black male partners. Do you not see this? According to the Brookings Institute, we already know who owns that institute, black men are less likely than black women to have completed high school and 50% less likely to have attained a 4-year college degree. Yet, despite the shortage of suitable black partners, black women have also been the least likely of any minority group to marry outside of their race, according to data from the Pew Research Network. Disgusting. Totally disgusting. Let's go further. Once the page loads, bear with me real quick. Okay. Rather than partner with men of other races, many heterosexual black women don't marry or marry black men whom they are not especially well matched. And notice that sentence is actually highlighted red. And these mismatched relationships contribute to African Americans having the highest divorce rate of any racial group. In fact, black women are the only demographic to have a higher divorce rate than marriage rate. Hold on. There's a contradiction. You just said they don't marry. How can you have the highest divorce rate and not be married? The math ain't mathing. But let's just go on with this foolishness. Here we go. With her husband and her daughter looking on, Supreme Court nominee Ketangi Brown Jackson attends her recent confirmation hearings. Okay? A bit more than a decade ago, in a book published, Is Marriage for White People?, that examined the decline in marriage across American society, especially among African Americans, and focused on the predicament of black women. And the book raised the possibility that black women, like Harris, one woman, would do well to open themselves to partner with men who are not black. And this is really written in this fucking article. After all, black men appear to have no problem marrying out. That same Pew report, not written by us, revealed that they are twice as likely as black women to have a non-black spouse. Are you serious? My book, notice what it says, my book, this is one man's opinion, generated considerable controversy, which it did, and fissures within Black America. While younger people appeared more open to interracial relationships because they don't know the past, because y'all trying to erase the shit, a black woman's old to be my mother made a point of telling me that I was a disgrace to my race. This is his problem, not all of ours, but we can all be a monolith when it comes to a person's satisfaction of actual control. But the most significant fissure was between black men and women. One dude started that. While some black women were made uncomfortable by the book and the way they put them in the spotlight, many others embraced this message of empowerment. That was the message that not all black men wanted to hear. I'm not black, but I don't believe in bullshit either. At one of my book talks in Washington, D.C., I worried a fight would break out between a young black woman who asserted her right to choose whatever type of man she wanted, suppressing her voice basically, and an older black man who condemned such sentiments as betraying the race divide. Other critics, including some black women, contended that white partners precluded black women from finding non-black partners, and this convinced many black women that they cannot or should not marry with non-black men, even if it's the alternative of remaining unpartnered or in a bad relationship. As a result, many black women feel like they shouldn't marry down before they marry out. Okay, that made me sick. I can't read that bullshit ass article. No, oh shit, I dropped the tablet. I can't read that no more. I can't read that. I'm the type of person, and I'm always going to be this way in my life. I don't tolerate bullshit. And that, in and of itself, is trying to cause division. I said it on my channel, and I'll say it again. I love my melanated queens. Period. That's me. Now, how is it that one particular instance of one woman who chose to marry who she wanted to marry set the tone nationally for everybody else to choose who they wish to lay with? Now, am I diametrically opposed? If you want to marry that, it's on you. But how do you make that the national standard? You only make it the national standard because you know that the melanated woman is the only way you motherfuckers is going to be here. So you take away the strong and you mix it down, you water it down with the weak. That's what you do. See, I'm not weak-minded. I'm not stupid. Now, other people can play by their emotions. I go by logic. I already know what y'all trying to do. You bitches know your time is up. And all you're trying to do is convince other people that particularly it's the right thing to do. Because you're trying to preserve your face on a space by manipulation. You cannot speak for a whole nation of people. You cannot make one woman's preference the standard of everybody else's by manipulating through media. You're only doing it because one thing I will say is hundreds of women missing that are melanated, who are not married, who are missing in this country and don't have their cases investigated. Miss me with the bullshit. Now all of a sudden you got such a fetishization by one person. To even go a step further, this person who they're going to set the standard for, denied hundreds of workers by a dissenting opinion in her first deciding case, in the Lockheed case, when they particularly had hundreds of line workers at Lockheed actually harmed by a fucking psychopath who was a white man who came in there shooting that bitch up. $28 million lawsuit depriving them people of their relief, all because you want to please your white zaddy. Who the fuck you think you fooling, man? This is why I don't fuck with government or anything that proceeds from their mouth. They lying lips. But one thing you ain't gonna take from me, you're not gonna take my queen from me. You ain't gonna take my queen from me. No, sir. No, sir. See, the Eve gene is activated by the semen. You ain't got that. Like the movie came out in the 90s, White Man Can't Jump. That part. Everybody free to do what they want. I'm saying this because what I'm saying is that this is pure manipulation. Straight. They already divided the household in the 60s and the 70s. 80s. Y'all gonna let them do it today? Just because one post says, that's written by somebody who wants the world to be manipulated by their preference. Sisters, stick with your kings. Brothers, stick with your queens. Because you already know it's warfare. See, they can't take you down with the weaponry. You couldn't take you down any other way. They got to beat you down from the inside out. Your household. That part. Now, to all my other viewers of any other specific race, please, I'm not disrespecting. I am not. I'm just saying that this is a generational war that we've been dealing with for eons. If anybody remember the Loving case in the 60s, when at this time, take history into context and take the other emotionalism out of it. It was a time in this country when y'all didn't even want to be around us. Now we're a preference? Wow, I thought we were a minority. But now all of a sudden it's a preference. The math ain't mathing. There was a time you didn't want us in the schools, didn't want to see us, still really don't. Didn't want to see stores and all that stuff. But now they want to try to make it the national standard of preference. And of course the younger generation is going to accept it. They don't know no fucking better. They don't know any better. And then the older generation is not teaching them properly. I guarantee you that's why they want certain curriculum removed out of school. See, if you show this new generation of idiots who are willingly suggesting any open word that comes from the mouth of them, guess what you got? You're gonna have decision makers. Why do you think I stick by my decision today? Because I was taught adequate history. I would never say proper, but it was adequate enough to convince me. Fuck you. Straight. And to me, it's utterly disgusting because it's a cowardly move. They know they can't compete with you on your plane. So now they want to make one person the female messiah to go to the other side. Always to be manipulated behind the scenes. You think she put herself up in there? No. If Senate voted, whose majority of Senate ran by? This side or this side? Yeah, that part. We'll approve her as long as she does what she needs to do. The moment she step outside that box, she either gets demoted, slandered, or just totally just retire. Get the fuck up out of here. You're not the pawn that we needed you to be. The game is bigger than you think, people. It's bigger than you think. So for all these people that hate, that's on you. But does that hate genuinely come from you? He got mad because he said his mama said he was a disgrace. So that means you had to write a book? No. She resented your father. That doesn't resemble the demographic of everybody, because my mother loved my dad to the end of her days. Yeah. Trauma is the number one significant factor of why people do shit like this. It starts in the house. Now, everybody's different. Everybody's different. That's why you can't generalize. But he wrote that book because he admitted that his mother, not everybody's, called him a disgrace. She was absolutely right, because you wrote that dumb shit. So she already knew what she gave birth to, a fucking disgrace. And now what you want is acceptance from somebody else who's going to play a parent role who really considers you a disgrace. So now you're in a double trap, you fucking idiot. See how easy people can be manipulated by emotion? Not only do you do damage further to yourself, you do partial damage to the next generation. See, if you're spiritual and you into your culture as a knowledge of self, family is the most important thing you got. But in the westernized culture, manipulation is very easy. And a lot of people gonna go with that. And good, so be it. But I'm sticking with the sister, so I can't resist her. I don't even eat sweets, but I love chocolate. Peace, light, love. Stay tuned. Next upload coming this evening. Don't be so easily manipulated, people. It's all a sham. If you've been living in this country long enough, you should already know that. Take care. Agents, fuck you. Stay tuned.